we're talking now about the Android ecosystem. And I know everyone here in San Francisco is a snob and uses Apple and is an Apple fanboy and they think Android's for losers. But Android's a really big deal.
80% of the market.
Yeah, like 85% of the market. And obviously not the highest end users, not the most valuable users, which Apple seems to have a pretty good lock on, at least in the United States and in a few other Western countries. But Android is very, very important to the future of computing. And Google is worried about a few fragmentation issues. And when I say fragmentation, that actually that's a very misunderstood term. There are 3 levels of fragmentation in Android.
Okay.
And people only know about one typically, but there are actually 3. One is hardware is different from phone to phone. So
Very different.
So the phones can't do the same thing because the guts are different. That's step 1. 2, there's platform fragmentation, where the phones don't get updated after they're bought. So you end up with a user base that's using different versions of the software. That's
so you have one vector here, which is the hardware on the phone, and then what version of the software.
Right.
So when you're making software for it, if you made that an X and a Y axes, all those boxes have to be checked and filled in.
It means that the phones can do different things, and so that's level 2.
Yeah.
Level 3 is the handset brands or the wireless carriers in countries like the U.S. that kind of mess with the phone, put bloatware on it, or like change the UI or something.
So the customization of the operating system.
Samsung has its own flourishes, which I personally don't like.
And then you buy Samsung with Verizon, and you get both of their little delightful apps.
That's right.
That you may or may not use.
So Google's trying to solve the first 2 problems. It has other means to solve the last problem when it sort of negotiates with the individual handset brands, but it's trying to solve the guts of the phone problem. So it actually there's actually now a group inside of Google that's actually like working on chip designs and things like that. But in this instance, and they're working on chip designs for things like Chromebooks, kind of laptops and tablets. But they're actually looking at kind of very specific chip designs, whether it's the application processor, processing for cameras, sensors, things like that. They have very specific designs in mind that they want the chip makers like Qualcomm, MediaTek, Spreadtrum, all these folks in mainland China as well, to use and then sell to the handset brands and make sure that they're in all the Android phones.